Hello everyone. Today I'm going to take you through a quick walkthrough and demonstration of how to use my Technical Drawing 101 website and how to go about getting the most knowledge from it and how to use it properly. So to start, we're on the introduction page where you can find a brief description right here about what technical drawings are. And then down here, this is where you'll be right now, is where you can find a quick overview of how to go about um, going through the website. Um, So you want to start by going to the Basics tab, and then there's this cute little picture right here, yeah. And if at any point you have any questions, there's a button right here. Go ahead and click that, and that'll take you to the last page, the questions and resources page. And you can go ahead and fill out one of the question forms, and I'll respond to it as soon as possible. The first part of the basics is the types of drawings. So you can read about them right here and see some examples. Um, and then as well as the types of lines, the three different types of lines that you want to focus on. And then there's also an interactive module right here that if you click on it, PowerPoint will download, and you'll just open the PowerPoint and then go into presentation mode immediately and just go through that PowerPoint. And that'll help teach you more about the different types of lines and the different types of drawings, how they kind of work together, and how you can most efficiently figure out how to piece them together when you're doing it yourself. There are also some examples of drawings down here. They're just so you can get another idea of what an isometric or an orthographic view kind of looks like. Um, I chose not to include very many perspective views just because they're a little more complicated and you don't need to know them at this level. It's good to understand what they are, but don't worry about being able to draw them right now because they're not necessary. So the next page you'll go to is the dimensioning page. And basically, all that's on here is this link to this video. And the key is make sure you understand dimensioning, though. This video has certain quizzes built into it, but you need to make sure that you're getting 100% on all those quizzes and really understanding the material. Because if you don't, then when it comes to the assessment, you'll be very lost, and that'll just make it a lot harder for you to get a good grade on this. Yeah, so go ahead and just click this video. It'll take you to an Edpuzzle video. You'll have to make an account or log in if you already have one as a student, but it's not that hard. Yeah, and again, make sure you understand this. It's a pretty simple topic, but there's a lot to it, so you need to make sure you understand every little detail and nuance of it in order to get a full understanding. Then you can go to the assessment page, and the first step, like it says here, is to take this quiz. It's a general knowledge quiz that'll ask you basic questions about the drawings, the lines, and some basic dimensioning questions. Make sure you take that first, just so I can get that graded in for you. And the next part is to take this image, and it's a little big, but you can zoom out if you need to. And I'm asking you all to draw the three orthographic views of this isometric view. Right now, that may not make a lot of sense to you, but hopefully by the end of this, you'll understand what that means, and we'll be able to draw it fully and to the best of your ability. And the way you're going to submit your drawing is you're going to take a picture of it and email it to me. My email is right here. And please follow this format, though, just so it doesn't get lost in my email. Put your name here with drawing assessment right afterwards in the subject line. And then just say, like, here's my orthographic drawing, here's my drawing for the online module, and just make sure you attach the email. You don't need to include these words, but just make sure you attach the image, or else I'll be like, hey, you forgot to attach the image, and that's a lot of work. But yeah, so just email it to me once you're done, and then down here there's a little narrative about what you'll have learned and how you'll have learned it based on the educational tools I used. If you want to take a look at this, be my guest, but it's not an official part of the lesson, so you don't need to worry about it. And then the last but not least, we have the questions and resources tab. Like I said, the button on the basics tab will take you here, but if you just put your first and last name, your email, and then your question, I will reply to it as soon as possible. I can't promise it'll be immediately. It depends what I'm doing and where I'm at. But just make sure that if you have any questions, you let me know. And finally, down here at the resources, you can find the different types of graph paper. This is just the plain isometric graph paper, and this is the orthographic graph paper. The difference between the two is isometric graph paper is kind of triangulars, like it's triangular grid where it's kind of different and interesting, whereas orthographic is more like your generic graph paper that's multiple squares. And then down here, you can find all the videos I put into the interactive module. You don't really need to worry about this. It's just for if you find yourself you forgot one topic, you can go and look in these videos really fast and see if you can find it quicker. So that's all for my website. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. But yeah, if that's all, that's all. I hope you have a good time, and I hope you learned something about technical drawings.